So much has changed since then. But if you'd take the time to dig a little deeper, take a look in my eyes, you'd see life, you'd see dreams, a fire deep in me. It's what I am, everything I'll ever be. Whoa, I will not be afraid of what is to dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in the ninth inning, there ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, live it right, that's the thing. Every night got a team, I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, here I'm screaming, okay, this a dream. And I pray as a team, one day it'll be me. If I want it, then I get it. Head down, don't regret it. Push myself to the limit. If I play it, then I win it. I'm just saying, I'm just living for today. For a minute, I don't stay, I just visit. Have no shame, I admit it. Looking right at me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. I swear to God, man, I'ma make it soon. Silence all the haters as they see us making moves. I do what I want, so I got nothing to prove. Staying motivated, teaching others what to do. I'm staying focused, my mind is open. They start to notice that I'm in motion. There is no potion, you're not just chosen. It takes devotion to stay composed, man. Never stop, there ain't no time to fall. Try to live, get it all, you got one life to ball. Thinking big, never small, cause you gotta want it all. When you finally get that call, you get ready, take it on. Need a handout, I already stand out. Starting to advance now, ready to expand now. You don't have a chance now, cause we're in demand now. Make it by the grand now, feeling in command now. They're looking right at me to see if
All right, pilots, arm your quad.
Lesson 5.
Well, hello and welcome to each and every one of you watching us here on the weBLEED FPV YouTube channel. I'm Joe Scully, and with me is Heads McFly-O-Whoop.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? What's going on, Scully?
This is a new tradition, huh? It's like every year we get together in Fayetteville, New York, doing a little whoop racing. And
Yeah,
what a great time it is to be back here at the weBLEED NorthEast Championship.
Absolutely. Back at the Craftsman Inn.
Yeah.
Fayetteville, New York. Wonderful place. Very warm weather this time. Last year, it was freezing outside.
It was freezing, but right now 60 degrees outside. It was up to 64 degrees earlier.
Gorgeous.
And for those watching us north of that imaginary line that some guy just randomly drew a number of years ago up in Canada, it is right now 15 degrees Celsius. So double digits in Canuck. And, well, we're in the 60s here. And an exciting time here. I believe this is the 4th weBLEED NorthEast Whoop Championship. Our second time here at the Craftsman Inn and Suites in Fayetteville, New York. And we love this venue.
Oh, yeah.
Because, well, for the second year in a row, the weBLEED NorthEast Whoop Championships is happening on St. Patty's Day weekend.
Excellent.
And in the hotel bar, they got Guinness. So Aaron Go Bra to all of our friends across the globe joining us. Of course,
Absolutely.
In Ireland, it's not St. Patty's Day yet, but it's St. Patty's Day Eve in about 25 minutes. It'll be a stroke of midnight, and they start going crazy over just outside of Belfast in Ireland, getting ready for St. Patty's Day Monday. But here, we are getting set for Big Bracket Day Sunday fun day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A lot of talent here this year as well. I thought last year's group was fast, but, man, just qualifiers today has been insane.
Yeah, it's definitely one for the ages. And, well, we do have last year's reigning champion with us. And I believe we're going to feature him here a little bit on the screen. And I can't remember, what is it, washed out? And let me ask our assistant timing and scoring director, just Jay. Washed Analog Boy is
Formerly
our
known as Neon.
a.k.a. Neon, right?
Yes, yes.
Last
Neon.
year's champ. He is right now sitting second in qualifying, 38.0 on his fast 3 laps in sequence, top 3 consecutive. Our TQ, though, from the Buckeye State, the Cleveland Quad Squad as well, Screecher, 36.5. So that's about 312s, 312 and quarters, just under that, to, well, high 12s. For Washed Analog Boy. And Screecher was in an earlier group. We started qualifying just after 8 a.m. this morning with Group A. Then Group B started at about noon. Group C started at about 3. And this is our 4th group. There's just loose seating. There wasn't, it's just based on how they renowned the pilots were, just kind of loose seating as we set the stage for tomorrow's brackets. And we have probably about another hour to go here before that leaderboard is finished. And just hitting some buttons here behind the scenes. And we are now doing another pack here for the group that just were flying. Hold on, it's Q513, right? All right, good to go. E-Doc, Ethan FPV, Ugellan, Mayan Hawk is with us in this heat. Your highest seed so far, E-Doc, who's from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. He's in 10th in qualifying so far here this week at the weBLEED NorthEast Whoop Championship. Ugellan is in 25th. Mayan Hawk is in 40th. And Ethan FPV in that top 53. So far, I think 59 pilots have been at least seated, getting their 3 laps in. 64 pilots made it here, but a few didn't make it. So I think we have 3 more pilots competing than we did last year, just on attendance, but full grid, because everyone wants to race whoops, the weBLEED NorthEast Whoop Championship.
Oh, yeah. What an event. Can we get chat up on screen?
Chat.
Do we have chat?
I have 19 screens here, so
Right.
there's chat.
There we go.
There you
Okay.
go.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody at home?
Say hello to Callisto, Kiz Bartlett, Jason Black, also Isaac Mitchell. Says, woot woot, made it live. Yeah, we are live. So earlier today, each of the group did a loose live stream. Basically, you heard the ambient noise. So it's like you're just hanging out in the pilot pits. You got to watch the FPV feeds, just like our pilots here, inside, outside on the display boards. But our tradition that we started last year, trying to do a little bit of a podcast, a little teaser to what we're going to have tomorrow with our full broadcast, just to get people at home excited about our brackets, as we're going to see these 59 pilots get whittled down to one, the 2025 Northeast WHOOP champion. Also, I have podium, some podium finishers in lower groups. Last year, just Jay FPV, that's my son, just to the side of us here, was in the hobbyist group, was in the the podium.
Yeah, I remember that.
Now, right now, he is inside, just outside of the top 16 of Elite. He is the TQ right now in Pro.
That's a proud dad moment right there.
Okay, Alex, we are looking for...
Yeah, you can hear behind the scenes there. He's helping wrangle up those pilots. Well, the Canadians are going to be excited. EDOC just moved up 3 spots into 7th. Now, EDOC, he did pretty solid last year. This is just Jay. What number are we on? 414. That's what you got. That's what you wanted. EDOC, if I remember, he was in the Elite, which is our top 16 of the field. Let me see. Let's find a tab. Let's find the right mouse first.
I do remember talking to him last year, and he did have a lot of technical issues.
Top 10. Finished 9th last year.
Yeah. Even still, I mean, he had tons of RX issues last year. I remember just seeing frustrated EDOC in the pits over there trying to figure out what was going on with his whoops, and still managed to get in the top 10. That's pretty impressive.
Kiz says, can we get an EDOC chuckle count? There's been quite a few of those EDOC chuckles.
Quite a few, yes, absolutely. That's kind of his default. You know, I heard the secret EDOC for these races that he said is it's green beans. He just eats those just raw.
Well, not anymore.
Just raw dog and green beans.
Yeah, because green beans, not a product of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Well, he's here now, so he can get them.
There you go.
He's all good now.
He's going to fill up those suitcases on the way back. Yes, sir. So, of course, we have just under an hour still to go here before that entire field is locked, and then we separate them into those 4 divisions. We'll start things off at 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, and for those around the world, that is going to be just under 14 hours, 13 hours and 18 minutes from now. We'll be starting again with our hobbyist division at 9 a.m. I think there's 13 or 14 of them. They'll be in a double elimination bracket. We'll recognize our podium there. Then on or about 12 o'clock tomorrow, we'll go into our sport class division, top 16. Then about 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, our pro class division. And then at 6 o'clock tomorrow night, of course, all times Eastern, our elite, our top 16 double elimination bracket. Couple different changes to the rules from traditional multi-GP drone races, as this event is sanctioned by multi-GP. And one of those, we're talking about EDOC, is the EDOC rule in the rule book. Are you familiar with that rule?
I am. Justice for EDOC, absolutely.
How does it go?
I believe if you don't make it to the first gate, I believe, if you have a technical issue before the first gate, he couldn't launch, and that's where the rule came from.
So normally I wouldn't have put you on the spot, but you're just itching. You had the confidence of that. That's exactly it, the EDOC rule.
There you go.
Paul Adkins, Seeker, who is our race director, our flight line director as well, reminded me of that. Basically, first time I walked into our banquet hall room here at the Craftsman Inn and Suites is, don't forget, at this event we have the EDOC rule.
That's right, you can't.
I'm like, if you can remind me about what that is, that's right. In those brackets, everyone needs to take off or we rerun them.
That's right.
The EDOC rule. Now we have another, so we're missing another traditional rule. It's not called anyone's rule, but I'm going to call it the IGOW rule, the FPV Skittles rule. There's no Iron Man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That is different.
Of all the people in drone racing or FPV Skittles, probably the least favored person of the Iron Man rule. So let's just call it the FPV Skittles rule.
We'll
no
call it
Iron
that.
Man. And for those that are new to the sport, when we do these double elimination brackets, we get to the final four. All the qualifying, all the bracket eliminations to get to that point are wiped away. We start a new competition, and that is called Chase the Ace. We run those final four repeatedly until someone gets 2 wins, 2 aces. Ironman rule at other events, if the top qualifier wins all their races to that point, wins that first race, they're the champ. But again, the unofficial FPV Skittles rule, no Ironman. So when we get to the final four, we reset the score, and we go green until we get 2 wins, 2 aces, and crown our Northeast Web champion here in 2025.
It's a lot of rules to follow, but
well,
we'll make it happen.
It's easy, and I like it. From the dawn of multi-GP, if you read our rule book, there are rules that are accredited to some of those OG pilots, and now even in whoop racing, you got the EDOC rule, the unofficial FPV Skittles rule, and I'm sure before this event is done, as it is just an intense competition, we may have a new rule.
We may.
We may. Behind the scenes, they're already coming up with their own rules. They're making rule proposals. Who knew that if we're at the banquet, we're also going to have an AGM of the the Tiny Whoop racing community. Everyone together, we're going to look at some of those rule changes. Chet Mack says no NASCAR or no motocross. That's a little weird. Chet Mack's from Texas.
Yeah, he is.
They do a lot of motocross racing, a lot of NASCAR racing. He's not a fan of those. Or maybe that's what FPV Skittles doesn't like. But anyway, we'll talk about it at the AGM.
Yeah. Send it up. Have the commission look at it.
Yeah, I don't even know. There is a whole hierarchy. I don't even know who the commissioner would be in this situation. Of course, we do want to thank those that made this possible. Our hosts, weBLEED FPV, Jeff Grabowski, Borg Slayer Jace as well, putting this event together. And, I mean, they're all about it.
Oh, yeah. They did a great job last year as well. And it always seems like they have no idea what's going on, but it always ends up working perfectly. So I assume they do know what's going on. It just doesn't show.
And there's a prize table, and I remember that Just Jay went through the prize table a couple of times, got the opportunity to do that. And the stuff that he walked away with blew our minds. Like, yes, he's already rambling off. Amazon cards, you got it. Amazon Alexa, yeah, we have that in the shop. Yes, sir. There were so many great prizes, and weren't just drone-related on the prize table. And so it was kind of cool to be bookended. So I have that memory of our excitement of what we took home with my competing son in the car. And then I bookend it when I roll in, and Jeff is just going on and on about the prize table.
Yeah.
He actually spends all year just scooping stuff for the prize table at the Northeast Whoop Championship.
Does he really?
He plans it out that long. Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
Of course, podium prizes as well for all those different divisions, the hobbyists, the sport, the pro and elite. Greenhorn FPV says, let's go, Jace and Jeff, everybody. Woo! Yes, sir. Of course, couldn't be done without the support of the great drone racing community as well. A lot of great partners here. This event, of course, our title sponsor and host, weBLEED FPV. We fly, we strive, we bleed, weBLEEDFPV.com. We also want to thank our ultimate sponsor. You can see it in those FPV feeds. That's R&B IT Solutions. You can elevate your digital capabilities. They're based in Rhode Island, and they offer customized support for small businesses, work with a diverse roster of clients to create individual plans that cover network health, network security, email systems, and disaster recovery. If that sounds scary to you, you need R&B IT Solutions, rbitsi.com.
I'm bookmarking that one.
There you go. Yeah, I might have to text you that link. That's a RB. You got the ideas.
I get
Google
it.
them. They're on Google. They're on the Google. They are our ultimate sponsor. And essentially, again, I got the whole story here. Covered almost the entire pilot banquet tonight. We are set again for another treat, a feast here at the Craftsman Inn and Suites. Pilots with their pilot tickets, us as special guests of the event as well. Full buffet, and our ultimate thanks to R&B IT Solutions as our ultimate sponsor.
Absolutely.
Platinum sponsor, what can you say about Emax USA?
A lot. Plenty.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if I should be the one to do it, but I think Emax has a wide range of things that could fit any pilot, anything you're looking for. They got all kinds of things.
They've been a supporter of drone racing since the very beginning. In fact, I remember their first racing motor was the red bottom race motors, and we called everyone the red bottom boys around their
They
team.
started off with the larger quads, right?
Yes.
With mini quads, and then they went into the. Now they're more kind of in a little bit of both, a little bit in the.
415. 415. Yes, sir. There's where we're going. 415. Just like John 316. Don't get too mixed up. Well, thanks to our friends at Beta FPV. Been looking at some of their craft. I do a lot of cinematic stuff. Beta FPV, pretty much turn and burn. They got it right there for you.
You got the Pavo line, very nice center loops that they make right out of the box.
My
Fantastic.
biggest kryptonite is I'm more of a production person. I'm not much of a builder.
That's understandable, yeah.
I'm just so scared to decase a GoPro.
I'm right there with you. Yeah. Naked GoPro's on the list, but it's pretty far down the list for me.
Yes, sir. One day. You must have a GoPro that you kind of rocked in a bando.
Oh, yeah. I've had plenty of just.
You can make it and make it one again.
I've kind of already halfway done that.
There you go. We also want to thank our gold sponsors, starting with Happy Model. They've been doing some big stuff here in the space as well. HappyModel.cn. Hopefully my VPN will let me go there. They have the new DJI 04 Air unit on their craft. The
Mobile 7 HD.
Your boss. We're live on the toe. In less than 5.
That's a nice craft. I've seen a few of those around here. I didn't know those were Happy Model.
Yeah, the Mobile 7 HD, you can do DJI 04 as well as HD 0. You can do the new Lux on that. Very nice craft. Good price on it, too.
Heck yeah. Happy Model. Also want to thank Fractal Engineering Shop. They're here at the weBLEED NorthEast World Championship.
He made it all the way here from Taiwan.
Come on.
That is a heck of a journey.
Yes, sir.
But he is here, Eve Fractal, the owner of the company.
You get a chance to talk to him out the back?
Oh yeah, yeah. We go back quite a few years. I've known Eve for a while. We've done some business together. He's a really good guy. Very smart. Cool stuff over there. Fractal engineering, you know.
Thanks to them, one of our gold sponsors, and another gold sponsor, our friends at Radio Master. Now, for the longest time, I had the Tranus X9B. That was like the original radio, at least when I started in drone racing in 2014, 2015. And just Jay, not only did it destroy all of Dad's quads that were gifted to him, all of the other quads that been gifted to him by exist anymore. Gem fan Mike, a good 5 quads now over 2 events. Many people, 2 Dog RC, many people supporting them. Not only those quads are now in the recycle bin, so is the X9D. But we upgraded at the 2024 Multi-GP Champs. Now we're boxer guys.
Oh, very
They're
good.
friends at
Very
Radio
good.
Master.
That's
and
a
so
sharp radio.
I feel like I'm following the trend. It was all Tyrannus when I started. Now it's all Radio Master.
Did you end up getting one of those new boxer crushes, though?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't available.
Not yet?
No. We went to our favorite online FPV shop, and we got the boxer. What boxer did we get? He's busy. I can't find it on the website, but it's cool. I feel like I'm part of the cool kids now. Like, I roll up at an event with, call them Radio Master pilots like Neukel.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
what's up, bud?
Yeah.
What's up, Neukel always getting the team dinners on behalf of Team Radio Master. Now we can have the Chick-fil-A at the International Open. I want to thank our friends at GemFan. They're with us as well here at the 2025 NorthEast Whoop Championship. And GemFan Mike's here. Made his way in from Colombia for the event. He's super stoked to be here. Great. Got our first prize for the prize table here tonight. We have a room key that just got turned in.
Get a one-night stay at the Craftsman Inn right here.
Yes, sir. So you
gotta hunt down the room and see which one it's in, but
well, that's what you do. You just go down. There's only 300 rooms here, so just whatever door this opens is a party. That's going to be one of our prizes on Jeff's renowned prize table tonight. Also want to thank Hoot FPV, a new partner here in 2025 of the NorthEast Whoop Championships. Yes, sir. Hoot FPV is also hosting. That's this event. They are here at this event. Oh, they do the
The
3D
smart
printed
storage.
box. Yeah.
Yes, the smart storage.
You know all about this. Of course, Heads McFly-A-Whoop knows about all the great sponsors of Whoop events. Yeah, he's here. Love Hoot FPV. We also have, this is one I don't know. Maybe it's
Fly.
one that you don't.
Or
You know
V-Fly.
them too.
V-Fly. Yes,
Dude,
absolutely.
you know everybody.
They are the creators of the Whoop Store and the Tooth Store chargers. Epic chargers. If you're using micro batteries and you're not using a Vi-Fly charger, I don't know what you're doing. You're doing it wrong.
There you go.
Definitely use Vi-Fly stuff.
Need a good charger for sure. Those comprise our silver sponsors, along with newest to the industry, T-Hobby.
Hobby.
Yes, sir. Manual variable pitch series. They got it all. I'm a little sad with the name change. T-Hobby, a.k.a. formerly renowned as T-Motor.
You don't like Thobby?
Thobby, I never thought of that.
I thought Thobby was pretty good. Rolls right off the tongue.
It's like that song, Astronaut in the Ocean. I ain't no thought, T-H-O-T. Like, what is that? I have no idea. I'm too old. I don't get all the references, but Thobby. My favorite T-Motor story of all was the first International Open, 2017, and everyone had booths other than T-Motor. They just had a rental car, and they spent the entire 5 days driving the car around, waving flags out the window, and just screaming T-Motor.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, that is the best marketing ever.
That's very smart.
Why hang out under a tent? There's stores selling your motors to represent the brand. Fun. I'll never
Absolutely,
forget
yeah.
it.
No, that's brilliant. That's
that's-
next level advertising.
And now for them to be screaming Thobby out the window,
I think you'll get a lot more attention with that one.
Dobby. I don't know. I don't know if they can, how many times they can change their name if the game will remain the same. And finally, of course, our host, weBLEED FPV, Jeff, Jace, the entire team. It's the only store you need here. Great super fast delivery in the Northeast. All your Whoop racing, freestyle gear. And, of course, they also have some great hot sauce, barbecue sauce.
That's
they
right.
go.
That's right. They're all over.
You want to show your FPV, be like weBLEED FPV. They fly, they strive, and we all bleed FPV.
FPV hot sauce.
Yes, sir. Have you had it? What's the next number? This was 515, so now we should be on 416. He's on it. So these numbers that we're talking about, we had Group A, B, C, D. That's all the 64 pilots into 4, split over the day. And then everyone gets 1 practice, 7 qualifiers. And so when we're talking these random numbers, the Q is what qualifier round it is. The heat is what heat it is. It gets confusing because we're in Group D, and that was heats 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's why you're hearing us talk some weird language here behind the scenes. Because the worst thing that could happen, I mean, there's a lot of things bad that could happen here, but if the person running the scoring computer, right now it's on Q14 heat 16. If for some reason it was on Q4 heat 17, and you hit green, all that data would be recorded to other pilots, and there's no drag and drop like, oops, I screwed up. And
There's no Control Z.
and
No going
imagine
back.
being at a race and calling the race with all the wrong pilots, all the wrong data.
That would be awful. Has that ever happened to you?
That has happened to me.
Oh, my.
Yes, sir.
That's
And
terrible. How long did it take until you realized
well,
that
let
it
me
was
tell
off?
you how I realized races going on. It was an awesome event. It was the Mega Drone X, where we raced 5-inch in a cave in Louisville,
Oh,
Kentucky.
wow, that sounds cool.
Amazing. Great video. We did it for 2 years. Be a good deep dive on YouTube. TBS, Team Black Sheep,
Okay.
released an amazing video recap of it. Really get the vibe, but that was it. And this is like the OGs of drone racing. You got Nurk, you got A Noob, Ockbots, you name it. Night Fury, Quad Doc was there as a pilot. Heads Up FPV's dad.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
All the OGs.
32 bits of Gil. Oh, yeah, there's a lot. I can
Yeah.
pretty much tell you the whole roster. However, I had been jumping around on the race screen like you hear us doing that we have to do. I don't know why I was doing it. So all of a sudden I hear a word, pilots are ready, let's go green. So I hit the button. I'm watching the scoring screen and the DVR screen, and I'm calling this race, and there is a battle with Jet, Jordan Temkin, right? The first ever Drone Racing League world champion. And I'm like, and Jet, he's done it. He's taken the lead. You can imagine it. And we're mid-race. Back in the days when races were 2 minutes long. And a little tap on the shoulder. And I'm like, go, Jet, go. And I turn around, and it's Jet. And he's looking at me smiling. He's like, I don't think that's me.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what happens.
So just stomach went to the floor at that point, I
Oh,
assume?
my gosh. Well, first, yeah, A, that was embarrassing. B, there's no way to replace the data easily.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah. I'm like, ew, boy. That happened.
So even now, there's still no way to fix it?
No, because they just don't expect you to do something stupid like that. Actually, good shout out to our friends at Lifetime Scoring, the official scoring partner of everything we do. I found another thing that no one would ever.
Shop FTV 13.5. FTV underscore cam 19.2. J4Y 15.5. FTV 18 flat. AK FTV. Port Shop FTV 13.1. 45 seconds left. AK FTV 12.5.
And we're back.
Just a little hiccup,
Well,
as expected.
turns out when you use the hotel Wi-Fi at about 8 o'clock, there's a lot of people streaming
Yeah. Yep.
alone in their rooms. We're not here to judge with peace and love. Cali FPV says, rumor has it there's a new TQ. There is. T-Dog. Guess he'll crank up the VTX power so we can read them. Works. So Screecher was the TQ, and it looks like T-Dog just took over a new TQ spot, which is good. He was, I think he was supposed to be in attendance last year, didn't make it,
That's right. Yeah.
but he
Man,
now
he is
leads 35.4.
Cooking this year.
That is fast. How fast is it? 30. I don't even know what's going on here. 35. 447. 11.8 seconds a lap by 3.
Man. Wow.
There's a look at your leaderboard. Those are the pilots that we're anticipating competing in our elite class finals, our championship top 16, tomorrow night at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern. That might need to be updated.
That definitely needs to be
Yeah.
updated, yeah.
It was Screecher.
It was, yes.
Now it's T-Dog. He, well, there's always been a golden rule of drone racing. More power, more problems when it comes to your video transmitter, especially when you are indoors around metal.
Yes.
And T-Dog, his quad, all the settings said 25 milliwatt, which is our maximum. That's where we want everyone on an even low RF environment, so everyone going to have equal video quality on their downlink. And his was not outputting on the RF Explorer, on the power meter, and on the timer, missing laps. And so I even adjusted, because he's in the last group here, I started adjusting the settings, trying to make our timing apparatus a little more sensitive to him. I would do that pretty much for everyone, because we don't time video transmitters, we time drones. The alternative of me trying to work with the video timing, etc., would be I'd have to hand time, which I had to do, but I wouldn't want to do that for the rest of the evening.
Yeah,
And
that would
so
be
we
brutal.
also told him to, tweak some settings. So he put his VTX, it thinks it's at 100, but it's just around that 25. And now that he gets proper lap reads, it's not just that tech end of it. It also comes to the sports psyche as well, right? Like he's like,
Sure.
oh my God, do I have to walk over there again and say it missed all my laps and they were good? Can you look at them?
It's just another thing to be thinking about.
And now it's behind him.
Yep.
And he is number one.
Man, yeah. He is really full throttle out there. He's crushing it.
He's just over a quarter a second lap faster than the entire field right now to sit number one.
That is very impressive.
Yes, sir.
These are not slow pilots we're looking at here.
I know they're excited right now. EDOC, Captain Canada, top left-hand side of your screen. So far, his personal best, 3 laps, 42.7. He's about 2 seconds off of it right now. Ooh, now we just watched it in real time. Literally a PB run. Personal best, a pair of 14 zeros and a 14.2. And so he just took half a second off. He's still in 8th, but he just found a half a second over his 3 laps. And he is out there, and now it looks like he's coming in to land. He doesn't like to bend over. He landed right on the launch stance. I don't blame him. Yes, please. Yeah, thank you. Kiz says, I'm race directing next week, and I have nightmares about that scenario. Let's see. What's this scenario we were talking about that would be a nightmare? Oh, it's probably caught up right now for Kiz about we're running the wrong race.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, the big thing is first step, realize your mistake. Second, figure out how you're going to fix it and inform everyone, like, hey, I made a mistake. I'm going to fix it this way. I'm sorry. And then third, finish it with a little bit of a joke.
Yep, there you go. Take the edge off
I
there.
noticed it faster than Joe Scully would, so at least there's that. It's everything's fixable because especially in a situation like I've done a lot of drone races, and I've had to fix a lot of problems. We've had to go back to YouTube streams to recall data.
Oh, man.
It is there. It is there. It might be a little work, a little sweat. We've had like major timing issues. We've done DVR reviews in our hotel rooms until like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
yeah.
dedication.
Imagine and that's when we had the Night Owl DVR, like a security camera DVR. And that was before the day of the nice portable monitors that we have around here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we had the big old 25-inch,
man.
almost looks like a TV, plug it in the hotel room, scoring computer set up. That was the year that Captain Vanover won the Multi-GP Championship, 2017. We were in Reno, and so we had all these problems. There was a lot of weather problems and stuff. And so we had to verify a lot of data before we set up the final brackets. And so me and Nelson Aquino, Cruel FPV, were in the hotel room, and he was literally, so he knew the course better than me. He was literally on the hotel bed like this, half eyes open, going, yep, yep. He fell asleep saying yep on the lap count. But again, we found the right person for the job. Yeah, we got her done. That's determination. You got to do it. Kiz knows, like,
that's right.
You got to crown a champion. There was a major drone race worth overly $1 million. And they didn't know for 6 hours who won.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they didn't know.
That sounds so stressful.
Yeah.
If racing wasn't stressful enough,
I want to talk about
sit around and wonder if you won or not.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a question. Raw FPV says, who's excited for Mayhem in Dallas next weekend? I am. Yes, sir. We're going back. It is the 9th edition of Mayhem, the only team endurance drone race of its kind. Start at dawn, end at dusk. 12 hours of racing. One pilot from each team takes off, comes in and lands. The next one takes off. We go nonstop. We'll stop for cautions, for quad retrievals a few times, but nonstop drone racing. We want to talk about some heartache there.
Yeah.
So before, again, remember I said live time scoring is amazing. I find the problems and they fix them. And I don't know, of all the people using it, I find the craziest problems. Probably because we try and do things that it's not designed to do. Mayhem team race, 12-hour race, right? Every race that Live Time had ever run before had only been an hour.
Yeah.
Like RC car racing, it's an hour.
Sure.
Right? Not 12.
Right.
And the timing apparatus has a clock in it that talks to your computer clock, and so when there's a pulse, it compares. That's how it figures out. Well, big courses, our timer is way out on the end of a network, and it's run off a switch that was plugged into a building, and then lots of Ethernet back to us. Well, the pilot pits, again, we have 8 teams of pilots, 8 to 10 pilots charging all their batteries to run nonstop.
Right.
They got chargers and stuff, except the team at the end also, because they're there for 12 hours, they wanted to make coffee. So they had a Keurig, and they fired up the Keurig, blew the breaker, which blew the switch, which blew the timer. But what happened then? Well, the little clockies don't line up anymore.
Oh, no.
And this is before there was a fix. So all of a sudden, we're 4 hours into a 12-hour race, and boom, there's no way to restart the data.
Oh, God. So it's just lost? Just the 4 hours prior is just...
Well, you'd think that. Remember I said you can always find a way.
Sure.
And so, because I've also done races where the timing just didn't work for different reasons, or we used to use iLapse or like infrared, you used to be able to hit the key. You still can. But you hit like control and 1. And every time you do that, team 1 gets a lap. And then same as 2, 3, 4, 5. So we realized what happened. We hooked up the timer, and so the clock synced. We're good to go. We're good to start again, but we need the lap count to equate to what it was before the Keurig got turned on for the blackout.
Right.
So, of course, phone comes out, take a picture. Now we have the lap counts. We don't really care about the individual lap data, but the lap counts.
Sure.
So, but you can't restart the race because the clocks are messed up. So we start a new race.
Just
that was 4 buttons, but that's 4 buttons. Then myself and Chris Thomas, our founder and CEO of MultiGP, sat there, and I think there was 3 of us, and we were watching our teams, and we were just mashing the buttons until we got our team counts up to 300 or more laps per team.
God.
It matches, and then we're like, everyone charged up? Let's go again.
That's crazy.
3 times.
There's so much that happens.
3 times the breaker went.
Was it from the Keurig each time?
No, we threw the Keurig away.
I was going to say, I hope you office spaced that Keurig out back.
Well, that was when it was in Louisiana. It was in a swamp. And so I think a quad nicked the timer cable, shorted out something.
Oh, God. Just one thing after another.
Yeah. But again, I call up Live Time Scoring, explain what happened. I'm like, here's how we fixed it. They're like, you really mashed the button that many times? I'm like, it was great. Me and my best friend Chris Thomas, hand to hand, like we're doing a duet on piano. I can't remember who the third person was. They weren't important to the story, I guess. But but eventually we got the count up. We crowned our champions. Those champions, Heart of America. That was their first Mayhem win. They won the next year. Then they didn't podium. Then they've taken a hiatus. They are back next week going for their 3rd Mayhem championship. They'll be the first team that could win 3
I
next
hope they
week.
can squeak it out. That'd be awesome.
Yes, sir. Going to be a good time. Cali FPV said not too long ago, well, HOA ready for Mayhem. Yes, indeed. So something about want to see more racing. This is just a teaser. This is qualifying here tonight. You want to see qualifying? There's there's over 9 hours of it here on the channel that you can watch from earlier today.
Just go back.
Yes, sir.
Plenty.
The real racing starting tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, just over 12 hours, 45 minutes from now, with our hobbyist division. Then after that, closer to noon, we go with our sport division, then our pro division. Then at 6 o'clock, just under 22 hours from now, our elite top 16. Going to probably see many of these pilots that we are featuring here.
Absolutely.
Fresh Bread, top left-hand side. Race Band 1, that's a T-Dog channel. T-Dogs are TQ. Fresh Bread is just outside of that top 16 right now. 48.9, so 2 seconds off. So 2 seconds divided by 3 laps. The 3/4 of a second per lap off of making the top 16. No bump up, so top 16, that's elite. 17 through 32, that is pro and onward.
I guess the question is, do you want to be 16th in the elite class?
Anything could happen,
That's
right?
true. That's true.
Like
Crazier things have happened.
Nightwing is going to be 16th in the hobbyist division, right? Like, who knows how that plays out?
That's true.
Yes, indeed. Cali FPV, going to be seeing her next weekend. HOA, House of America team, Heart of America team at the Mayhem Team race. And also, she is on Team USA, the 2025 World Games coming up in China, I believe this year. She's on
fantastic.
Team USA, yep. She
Wow.
got an invite.
Very impressive.
One move up in that one. That was Tasty. Tasty moved up 4 spots into 25th. So that's in pro. That's in pro. And like you said, you want to be 16th in elite. Like, oh, I was there. At least you made elite, right?
Yeah. Well,
imagine
yeah, there's
Tasty,
that.
you're mid of pro. You got a good chance to win pro right there.
Absolutely. Most definitely. And it all depends on if they can deal with the pressure tomorrow, if their equipment's going to function the right way. It could be anything. Anybody's game.
Well, I love how T-Dog has got his problems out of the way. And, you know, a lot of times we've seen him have some of those tech issues take him out of the game, but he's got him out of the way.
Absolutely,
He's
yeah.
number 1 in the game. And very, very chill here this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Surprisingly.
Yeah.
With the competition that's here. It's,
I think he knows he's dialed in.
yeah,
knows-
it seems like it.
Now, I talked about his video power and more power, more problems. His video, probably one of the best we've seen. It's HD0. Everyone with HD0 as a downlink looks like it's way better than analog.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, we can say that, right? But
Yeah.
of all the HD0, which is the best, I think T-Dog's one of the best, but he's that lower power. The more power you have on your video transmitter, more signal reflections. You don't need to penetrate these plastic LED
Right.
line gates, right?
Yep.
Especially
need.
here and here. And we're very fortunate, too, the Craftsman Inn and Suites. We're able to use the same channels that we used last year. Their Wi-Fi is away from the ones that we're using. And great host venue for this event. Drone racing at a banquet, and then brackets. What a weekend.
Yeah, it's crazy. This stuff has come a long way.
Props Off says, flash a leaderboard. Well, we'll see if we can do that. We showed you one that was probably the leaderboard prior to
Yes.
going with Group D. We could, I just got instructed by our assistant timing and scoring director, Just Jay. He says, read it off. Well, why don't you come in here and read it off? You got to use this mic, though. Here's Just Jay, your assistant timing and scoring director, and qualifier in our pro division right now
Yeah,
with
buddy.
your elite class top 16 update.
How's it going, everyone in the chat? Looks like currently TQ of Elite Class we have T-Dog. Earlier, it was Screecher. I personally watched him, helped him, guided him through it. After that is Screecher. Then we got Washed Analog Boy, which is actually Neon, if you didn't know. Then we have Proximo, who is our 2-time Whoop Championship winner. He's been doing really good this season. Then we have Porkchop from Canada, big boy. Then we have Wordna FPV. Then we have Pino, EDOC, AK FPV, Rec, FPV Gaps, Custom FPV, Infernalistic, also from Canada, Tweech, AC, Static, Just J, which is top of pro, myself. After that, we have Fresh Bread, just ready to move into Elite Class. Then there's Chainsaw FPV, Jay, Blasta, good friend. Then we have FPV Cam, Farmers, the OG Dr. Love. Tasty, after that, 25, maybe having a good day. Then we have Nos FPV, Ugellin, Tiffy's FPV, Lammy FPV Skittles, Bagzilla, and Lounds. Then we move into Sport Class. Top of Sport is Goons FPV, Revision A, then Zero, Swifty, Carlos FPV, Itmom, Brazen. After Brazen, we got Mayan Hawk, Steady Eddie, Hooked FPV, Running Lizard, Shake and Whoop, Casker Swolls, Fitty, Zoe Tech, Crazy Do, Geo Ram 365, Sharp Turns FPV, Borg Slayer, Ethan FPV, which is in here. He should be moving on up soon. Mr. Rabble, Gatekeeper, Denmark FPV, Kilo, Spare Parts Junior, Dre Nautilus, The Deans, Nightwing, who is a consistent elite class, not having a good day today. Unfortunately, going to be at the bottom of hobbies class. Maybe not fly tomorrow. Then we have Pancake FPV, and then after that, Sky Vet. That is your total leaderboard as of right now. Things could change. We should see FPV Cam move his way on up into elite class, question mark.
Thank you. That was Just Jay, FPV, with your leaderboard update.
Crushed it.
Just Jay, that's me, if you didn't
That's
know.
me.
Props Off says, thank you, Just Jay. Yes, sir. Yeah, they get it. So that was 7:14. So you should be on 6:15. Who's in 650? This is a fast group. This is the fast group, right? Yeah, T-Dog, Word and FPV, Washed
Neon.
Analog Boy, and Proximo. What?
Yes, this is going to be a real fast one.
4 pilots in your top 6. You know what we should do, though? We should get just Jay in here to come in for our course fly-through.
That's
You know
not a
what I
bad idea. It's not a bad idea
He's
at
going
all.
to do it. Why don't you slide over here, bud? You're going to have to use 2 microphones.
Yep.
Yeah, you're going to have to use 2
Multitasking.
microphones.
Yep.
Because that one's wired to the house. This one's wired to the live stream. So when you're ready to launch them, we're going to bring in the Magic Stream Deck. Right? Maybe? You can reach the Magic Stream Deck. So when you launch it, you hit that, and then do your course description on this microphone. Okay? All right. Q615. Yep. Yeah, it's also my pin. Q615. All right. So which pilot are you going to use for your course description, your track fly through? WordNet FPV? Okay. Guys, watch WordNet here on the live stream. Top right. Just Jay with your track fly through course description.
All right, looks like we're going to be watching Word and FPV as we go through the start gate. Then we go to the top of the start gate into our triple split S going down, ladder down. Then we move on to our dive gate section over here into the triple corkscrew over back. Then I call this circle section, football field, back to the start finish once again over the time gate, ladder down into the split S. So we move into our hurdle section, then over slowly to our dive gate, into our triple corkscrew. Looks like we're going to have a minor little crash, not a big deal. Then we move on over to our football section, and then that would be 2 laps. One more. It's going to have a bit of a fun time here, crashing around. Good times. Not sure if that's allowed. Back into our triple ladder down. Going to miss a flag, no problem. Then we move on over to our football section. I call this the football stadium because looks like a football. You know what it's called. You guys have good brains in the FPV community. Isn't that right, heads? Only good times. Look over at T-Dog, our TQ. Maybe putting down an even faster time. Make it harder for Wash Analog Boy. 12, 11, 11. That's a personal best. That's a bump it up even more. Make it harder for Neon to move on up. Or Screecher is done. Screecher is done for the day. He was in Group B with me. I was helping him out. Want to say a good thank you to Word and FPV for our track fly-through.
15 seconds left.
There you go.
Yeah, give a round of applause for just Jay there, crushing it.
Yes, guy. Thank you. Happy Aaron Go Bra.
I had a guy run off to get us Guinness. I don't know where he went. Maybe he took the Guinness and ran.
Oh. You didn't bring 2? Heads, you want a Guinness?
That's okay. I didn't want one anyways. It's fine. No, it's fine. I didn't
He
want
does.
one. It's okay.
He
It's
wants
okay. I
one.
didn't want one. No, I'm just fine. No, you're good. You're good.
I'm going to let mine sit there until he brings you one.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Thank you.
I'm not gonna sip it, just in protest.
Well, I appreciate
So
it.
there's a football out there. I learned. I didn't know there's a football. The football section.
There is the football section. Yes.
Is it because there's uprights?
It looks like the uprights. Yeah.
Ah, there.
I
That
believe
was,
so.
that was the reference.
Yep. A field goal. Correct.
Cali FPV with all the questions. She says T-Dog's PB. That was T-Dog's PB. Yes.
Yes.
Ooh. Well, you can announce that in here.
Did you say it's been served for a while? Ah.
We have 3 heats. 3 heats to go, and then dinner time. But Marshall, you can announce anyone here that wants to go to dinner. It's available. They know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Please explain the 5 laps. Why am I feeling alone and cold without a friend here? Why the 5 laps? Well, so we are qualifying right now, right? Maybe that's the question. Why do you do 5 laps when you're talking about 3?
Yeah.
So we're looking for your fastest 3 laps.
Yes.
Could be your first 3. Could be your last 3. Could be your middle 3.
Yeah, you can do as many as you can fit in the time limit, and they just take the fastest 3.
The computer does that when it's powered up and you haven't tripped the breaker. This is 7:15. This is their last pack. This is our third last pack. And then we get to go to that buffet.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. So the question, there was an earlier question, T-Dogs PB, yes, 35.2. And if I remember correctly, which I do not, those lap times. So he did 5 laps. His fastest 3. We're answering 2 questions at once. Lap 2, 3, and 4, 12.1, 11.3, 11.7. He started with the 22, finished with a 15. We take those middle 3.
What position is Neon in? He's currently sitting in 3rd.
Very good.
If you see the leaderboard, you're going to be wanting to look for Washed Analog Boy is Neon's name.
Sounds like we're swapping some batteries, working out an issue. So did we catch up on all the questions? What position is Neon in? You just answered that.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
There we are. Now we're in. Protest over.
Now we're there.
There we are.
Cheers.
The Craftsman Inn and Suites here in Fayetteville, New York. If you're going across Western New York, we highly recommend this place. It's a great getaway from the everyday.
Absolutely.
If you live in the area, you need a little staycation. It's a great spot. Or, of course, you're going across that I-90. You need a place to hang the hat for a little bit. Look for Fayetteville, New York, just outside of Syracuse. And it is a great place for a drone race. Great place to hang out. The suites, amazing. Showers are nice. I mean,
Oh, yeah. Staff is great. Very
yeah.
polite. They put up with all of our crap, so that's always good.
And it's like a real bar.
It is like a legitimate,
Free breakfast, continental breakfast.
good stuff.
Great spot. Melody, the night lady, she's nice. I don't know if you met her.
I have not.
She's
I have
been
not. I'm
texting
sure
me
she's
like
wonderful, though.
crazy. Yeah. For real. Hey, Dougie. Are you able to show my desktop? I don't know if Dougie will. I'm sending it to him. Hopefully there's nothing personal in my text messages. I'm just going to randomly do it. Full send. So I checked in, and they're like, sir, can you give us your cell phone number, and we'll just connect you, blah, blah, blah. It's the front desk girl. I think this is her number. Good evening, Mr. Scully. It's great to have you with us at the Craftsman Inn and Suites. How is everything with your room, Melody?
You're basically in there.
Yeah, that was last night. Then today around lunch, just check it in. How's your stay going so far? Feel free to reply back with a 1 to 5 being excellent. Have a great day. Well, Melody, everything is swell. Thank you for asking. Oh my gosh. It's a little awkward. But, I mean, that's nice.
It's very nice.
I'm getting older, and I really appreciate customer service. I like when you go to a fast food place and they actually walk around the counter and hand it to you. That is something that went away.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
They're doing it now, man.
They usually just kind of toss it at me.
Dang. I tell you, you go to Chick-fil-A, they are coming out. They're pulling the chair out for you.
Chick-fil-A is a different story.
Boom. You go to the Craftsman, they check you in. They're texting with you. Is everything good with your stay? Thank you, Melody. Say hi to Melody from all of us here at the weBLEED NorthEast Whoop Championship. And the bartender, too. Great people here.
I got to catch his name. I didn't catch the bartender's name.
I didn't, because magically appears here, just like
Yeah,
Chick-fil-A.
exactly.
They
Yep.
just bring it to you.
It just shows up.
Yes, sir. This is 7:15. That means our third last heat for this group, a T-Dog, Word and FPV, Washed Analog Boy, and Proximo. This is their last pack in qualifying. They pretty much cannot do worse than the top 10. They're all in the top 6. Worden is in 6th. Proximo's in 4th. Washed Analog Boy's in 3rd. And T-Dog is our TQ. T-Dog could be bested from that TQ spot. This is their last pack before brackets, and it's probably going to be at 6 o'clock tomorrow night in our elite finals here as we crown our 2025 Northeast Whoop Championship Elite Champion 2025.
That elite bracket tomorrow is going to be insane. Seeing how fast these guys are qualifying, when it's all on the line and they're laying it down tomorrow.
Oh, I didn't know who Nicole Mueller was. I saw her in the chat. We were talking with her a little bit. She put her last name on her name there. That's T-Dog's
there
mom.
You go. Yeah,
that's
that
Nicole.
Makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense, yeah.
One of the greatest drone moms in the sport.
Proud drone mom at the moment, I bet.
So she loves to go to races to watch T-Dog race. But when she's there, she's like, I'd rather help out. So she has learned to do all of this here, all this scoring.
No kidding.
And you should hear her on the mic just having a good time, having a good atmosphere around the flight line. But if all of a sudden the pilots are dragging,
she's on them.
she's on them. Like,
Wow.
get out here. Are we going to
Nice.
race drones, or are we just going to sit around and play with our toys, boys? Now, that's not a direct quote, but that is pretty close. She noticed the OSD. I saw it earlier when we were working on those timing issues. T-Dog, his OSD, always says T-Dog.
Mm-hmm.
If you look really, really close down there, T-Doge.
T-Doge.
Yes, sir. Is that a statement? Is he flying efficiently?
It sounds like it. He might
That's
be, yeah.
right.
Here to cut the fat out of the competition.
That's right. Sitting number one. It's going to work. You know who's last?
Who's that?
US8 FPV. Just cannot make a break. T-Doge number one. US8 FPV. They're racing with Nightwing tomorrow in their own bracket.
bracket. Poor Nightwing. He had a rough night.
Yes, sir.
I know, man. I'm sorry. Okay. There's that Guinness I ordered.
Oh, there you go. Now you're doubling down. Now I'm jealous. You got to put one inside. I'm good. Thank you. Yes. 2 heats to go. That was pretty neat. There's the second last pack here for the pilots. It's their fourth time through. And Just Jay has just reminded them to bring 2 batteries to the flight line. So
Is
they
it
are
2?
on it. It's
Is it 2? Okay.
And we're going to do the same thing tomorrow.
Every time.
Every time.
Well, because the second he doesn't say it, somebody won't bring 2.
That's right. I wonder if he didn't bring 2 out earlier today and now he's just kind of making fun of himself. It could be. I don't know. 2 heats to go. Isn't that just...
Pilots arm your flies. We're live on the telephone.
Second last pack.
Got another group of fast boys up on the line again.
Yes, sir. FPV Cam.
AK, Pork Chop, Jay, these are all killers.
Yes, sir. FPV Cam in 22nd right now. Jay in 20th. Then in the top 10 with AK and Pork Chop FPV. And that can't change her top 10. They are in the top 10 or Elite 16. Tomorrow night, 6 p.m. 22 and a half hours from now. AK's got something started. Personal best. Pair of 13s and a 12. That's on laps 1, 2, and 3. He just moved from 9th into 5th, and he's still out there flying with another 12. So that moves him into, still in 5th, 39.1. He'd have to find another second a lap. So he's going to need an 11 in the mix. There's a 12.3, so 3 12s. That has him in 5th, 38.2. So he's 2 seconds out of the top 4, but that is a pretty solid statement for him. He was with us last year, just didn't finish as high as he'd like. And obviously renowned for his course designs, but also some of his big marquee wins at events like Whooptopia and the like.
Absolutely.
And
Very
wants
consistent.
to come back with a vengeance. Last year, he was our reserve champion, qualifying 5th. That is okay, because that would put him in brackets, not with the top qualifier till later on, and that could give him another podium chance, maybe a win. And we may have a new weBLEED NorthEast Whoop champion, as Proximo just ahead of him in 4th in qualifying. Washed Analog Boy ahead of him in 3rd. That was last year's champ. Screecher in 2nd. T-Dog in 1st. With one more heat to go here in qualifying, it's these same 4 pilots with our 2nd pack as we race them back-to-back. As Just Jay has reminded everyone, bring those 2 batteries for this instance. Oh. Say hello to Timmy Tron watching us the land down under. I'm just going to hit some buttons. Too many screens, too many mice. Time's it in Australia right now? Oh, it's almost noon in Australia on Sunday. So it's almost St. Paddy's Day for Timmy Tron. And the entire team at CMRC, Tier 1 Multi-GP chapter in Canberra, Australia.
Canberra, beautiful.
Yes, sir. Canberra is the capital of Australia, I think. Yes.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Right? Everyone thinks it's Sydney, but it's actually Canberra. I think that's right. I've been there.
I bet you I know somebody that would know.
Timmy Tron would. Timmy Tron says, take control of that stream deck. Not yet, buddy. Not yet. I'm working on that WebSocket so that I can hit the button. Might need another year of training before we're allowed the big controls. But again, tonight, just our teaser. We like to call it our podcast, as it were. The Saturday qualifying teaser, which is going to lead us into our big finale tomorrow. Of course, we are starting off with that hobbyist division. First thing in the morning. That is 12 hours, 20 minutes from now, 9 a.m. Eastern on a Sunday here in Fayetteville, New York, with the hobbyist division, top 16. Going to run those brackets. Not going to take us a full 3 hours allotted, so we're going to give them some warm-up packs. We're going to take a little break, have a little breakfast, and then come back at noon with the sport division, top 16 at noon Eastern. That's 11 Central. Then 3 o'clock with our Pro Championship. That's Eastern. And then, of course, 6 o'clock. That is just about 22 hours and 20 minutes from now. 21 hours and 20 minutes from now. We're back with our Elite Top 16. And we are going to see 3 of these 4 pilots as Jay just broke the top 16. Oh my gosh. Changes.
Oh boy.
Jay started the train, and FPV Cam just got on board. He just broke the top 16 as well in the final pack for them. Final pack of the night. Jay is in 13th. FPV Cam is in 14th. And that happened in this moment. And how about Pork Chop FPV from Canada? 313s. He's still in 6th as when we started, when we went green. But a personal best top 3 time for him, 39.3 in 6th. So 4 of these pilots going to get a long break right there. 21 hours, 19 minutes from now, they are back to compete in our Elite Top 16, the 2025 weBLEED NorthEast Whoop Championships.
Pork Chop taking a little time off of the mini quad racing. It didn't catch your last lap?
I have 313s. You did 4 laps, 313s? Well, we'll have to DVR review it.
Yeah.
We'll play it back, Pork Chop, for you. Pork Chop says it didn't get his last lap.
Yeah, he's got 4 at 107. All right, pilots, it is time for dinner.
So we'll play that back behind the scenes. we have the ability to do that. So now we have more people saying they want. We're going to review that whole thing. That'll be fun. We're going to happen do that behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And so us here in-house, we are about to head across the way to the banquet hall for our banquet. Yes, sir. That spread is ready for us. And, of course, we invite you to join us here back when we start again at 9 a.m. Eastern, 12 hours, 17 minutes from now, with that hobbyist division.
Going to be an incredible day of racing tomorrow.
Not
going to want to miss it.
Long, fun day, Championship Sunday. The 2025 weBLEED Northeast Whoop Championship. Thanks to all our great sponsors: T Hobby, ViFly, Hoot FPV, GemFan, Radio Master, Fractal Engineering, Happy Model, Beta FPV, Emax USA. Of course, our ultimate sponsor, RNB IT Solutions, and our hosts, Jace, Jeff, and the entire team. We bleed FPV, we fly, we strive. We bleed FPV.com. Thanks, Head McFly-a-Whoop, for being with us here tonight. Another great night of racing, another great weekend here in Fayetteville, New York.
Absolutely. Looking forward to tomorrow. Can't wait.
We'll see you then. Again, it is 12 hours, 16 minutes from now when we pick up and start going through those brackets. Crowning champions all day long as the big weekend, St. Paddy's Day weekend, rolls on here at the weBLEED Whoop Championships of the Northeast 2025 edition. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Take care, guys.